Hi all, this is Allmighty and welcome to this video. So today I decided to make a shorter video, I can call it a bonus video, and the main motivation behind it is that for some time I wanted to make a different type of video, so why not try it with this. So the main thesis, the main theme, not thesis, but theme for these types of videos will be I'm going to go through shorter games, sometimes played by famous players, like here we have Viktor, Korchnoi and a very young Boris Spassky, and I will talk about these games which end in the opening, what you shouldn't do in the opening. Sometimes it will be a video with an opening trap, and sometimes it will be just a video with a blunder. But behind these videos, it isn't like I want to show a video where somebody blundered very quickly in a game. There is also one or two lessons behind these videos. So let's just jump right in. So as I've said, Viktor Korchnoi is here with white pieces, at that time a 17-year-old, played in 1948 in Leningrad, and with black pieces we have a very young 11-year-old Boris Spassky. You might presume who will make the mistake in this game, but yeah, we shouldn't blame him for that. This is just an educational thing. You have to make blunders and mistakes in the game so that you learn how to play the game itself. Okay, so we have a pretty standard Sicilian, nothing wrong there. Pawn captures on d4, knight captures on d4, knight to f6 and knight to c3. And here Spassky decides to go for the dragon, so g6 here, and a typical display of dominance here by Korchnoi, playing a move such as f4. It is a move that is played, but typically what I would see in tournaments when I was playing as a junior and in the lower age categories, usually when you would play against a much younger player, you would tend to play moves such as this one, occupying the center immediately, even though it isn't in your repertoire, just to show that you want to control the game from the start. And I would, when I first saw f4 move in this game, I thought this was probably it. So, and this is something that maybe threw young Spassky off track, because he plays bishop to g4, a move that isn't standard at all for the Sicilian. So we have bishop to b5 with check, knight covers, and bishop captures on d7. Queen captures on d7, and now queen to d3. Move the queen because it was the attack the whole time, and now the mistake that I wanted to talk about, e5. So playing e5 in the Sicilian dragon is it isn't a typical move, and the main reason behind it is that you weaken the dark squares probably in front of your king, because it isn't that often that you would go queenside castle in the Sicilian. You go kingside castle, and here having this empty squares on dark squares in front of your king definitely doesn't do you good. So usually you don't play, if you play the dragon, so if you play g6, you don't move the e-pawn immediately, only under special circumstances I would say. So it is much more natural to play a move such as d5. But here, okay, Spassky is young, he doesn't know that, he goes for a very active e5 here, but Korchnoi will use this to his advantage in the probably in the future of the game. So he plays knight to f3 here. Here, once again, unprovoked, Spassky plays bishop to f3, we have queen to f3, and okay, if this game would continue for a lot of moves, probably white would go for weaknesses on the dark squares, but here Spassky plays queen to g4. So 11 moves have passed and he made a terrible blunder. So since it is a new type of video, I would definitely urge you to pause this video at this moment here and try to find a move that essentially breaks the position from black. It is a very common motif that you would definitely see in a lot of chess puzzles. I won't tell you what it is, so pause the video and try to find a solution. So okay, for those of you who found the solution, I definitely congratulate you. The motif that I was mentioning is called distracting. I would say distracting the defending piece. I'm not really sure of the correct terminology there, but the move that essentially breaks the black position is knight to d5. This knight is defending the queen, and the queen doesn't really have time to capture the queen on f3, because knight to f6 is coming. If you attack the knight, then knight to d5 is coming with check, king moves and then you capture the queen, you have just won the piece. So this is one case that could happen. So you can maybe try and go about defending your knight. So for example, queen to h4, but then g3 is coming, so no harm there. You cannot defend your knight anymore. If you go about defending your knight, so there is also this threat of knight to c7 with check and you lose your queen. If you go to d7, once again you lose the queen because the check forks the king and queen, and this is pretty much it. It isn't like you have much choice. You will lose the knight because it is defended, and this is all due to playing that e5 move. So bishop to g7, if you play the dragon, is a necessary move in this opening, and you should definitely think about, if you play the dragon, to play bishop to g7. So this is a lesson. This is I guess a new type of video for this channel. Please do share in the comments down below if you liked it. And that being said, I would like to thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time.